I'm Pickle Rick!
Shut up, Meg.
What's up, everybody? How are we doing on this kind of a dreary, rainy, snowy, really cold week? I don't know how it is for you, but it kind of sucks out there. Luckily, Dude Bro has a heated pad. Good lord. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Got some early people rolling in. Joe Russ, Zap, Sparky, our Queen, Liz Edwards, Mr. Egg Cake. Let's see, Mr. S got here early. I imagine Mr. Egg Cake's probably in there. Slippy Fishy, what's up, PJ? Simon Griffiths, fuck. Frank Netabetty. Rusty B, C2S, Little Jim, what's up, buddy? There's Chris. Pianoman is here. Malacca Lips, welcome back. Delta Mike, how are you doing today, buddy? How's the weather out there? Maurice Walker, I don't think I called you out yet. Let's see, Mr. Pancake, the Pancake Man himself, Lock Watcher's here. What's up, Ricard? Stream Elements has decided to join up. That's always good. And there's a normal Norman. I wonder if I need to verify my age when Clive does a raid. I don't know. I actually checked that there, Norman. And yeah, I don't even have phone verification turned on my channel. It's only email verified if your account isn't a month old. So like I have pretty weak requirements on my Twitch side of things. Music. So if they're bugging out, it's something with Twitch. I checked that today. And there's Big Clive swinging over. Give everybody a second to come on in. Delta Mike says it's warm but windy tonight. Well, that's not that bad. The perverts have arrived. Oh, there were plenty here already, I assure you. What's up, everybody? Appreciate that, Clive. As you're all rolling in, we'll go ahead and crack our first official toast. Got me some hard apple cider yesterday, as usual. Ugh. There's tonight's going with the crisp apple. Oh, so cheers, everybody. Appreciate y'all swinging by. What's up, Brian? Brian Cox. Clive managed to end mid-sentence. Well, as long as the was the last sentence, I guess that's not horrible. Furry Badass, nice. Welcome, welcome. Mac Vision, Gonzo, CNK. Do you collect loads of junk like Clive does? My basement there does have quite a selection of, I'll save this for parts. And I've actually been thinking about it, and I'm probably going to start getting rid of some of those. I've been saving this for parts for like years. Because let's face it, generally speaking, when I need a part, I just go to the parts bin. So I do need to kind of thin that stock a little bit. What's up, Mouse? Yeah, this is... Christmas tree mouse pewter. Meows. Meows, pewter. Jonathan Hughes, what's up, buddy? So, let's see. Anything interesting? Well, yeah, I did break my spatula, as those saw on YouTube. But I'm going to go ahead and over-engineer a fix for it, as we tend to do. I think first I'm just going to try epoxy, and I'm going to kind of like get some gouges in there to really give it something to grip to. Maybe drill a small hole in the handle, but the actual aluminum tube cracked. Riveted. I was actually thinking of running a nut and bolt through it. That's always possible too. How did I break it? Flipping an egg. Spatula City! I fucking love UHF. Yeah, as soon as it broke, that's the first fucking thing in my head. I went, I need to go to Spatula City. Son of a bitch. Did I hit someone with the spatula? I did not. There's really no one here to smack with it besides myself. Gorilla Glue? I think I have some Gorilla Glue, but I've never been a big fan of it because it's so expandy, bubbly, weird. How heavy was that egg? It was just a large. I don't know. Wort. I prefer Bork. They're Shinra. Welcome, by the way. Buy 9 spatulas and get the 10th one for just 1 penny. What's up, Clive? See, look at that. 23 months of being a goofball. An evening to you. Cheers. Appreciate that. Ostrich egg. Yeah, actually. I don't know why people have to do age verification on this channel unless they're just angry because I drink and smoke on it, which seems kind of derpy. Appreciate the follows there. Oh, we got a few extra followers here. What do we got here? It's Saifu and Shinra. Appreciate that. I'm gonna end up burning through this. Fucking sounds like brutal spatula abuse. Yeah, I don't. Totally not. I used to know how to say that. Kasserin, thank you. Appreciate the raid. How you doing? And how was your stream? How big are your shot glasses? 1.5 ounce, if you mean the ones in my merch store. If you mean the ones I have, I only have a couple of them. Not much. Ager Hots. JB Weld to fix everything. It fixed a firing pin from my old 22 with it. Yeah, I actually used that to reconstruct a transmission oil pan for my Turbo Hydromatic 125 back in the day. Let's hydrate. Well, we got the beer, so cheers, everybody. Have a drink. Did you have a good stream there, Cass? I guess we'll go with. BigClive, I bet some Karen has snitched you for partaking in the herbaceous extracts and saying the F word. F what, fuzzy? For the kitties? I mean, the stream was good. I played X Rebirth. I downloaded and played Vane today. The early access, very early access game. Because I played Scum a lot. And then I started playing Surrounded. But Vane, I think that's going to be the new Scum for me. Fizzy. I mean, I can't imagine they'd have a problem with people saying words like fuck, cunt, shit, ass clown, your mom, shit like that. But must be fuzzy or furry. Yeah, furries, because we do have some furries on the channel, that's for sure. Twitch wants my face so I can watch on YouTube. Twitch wants my face, so I'm watching on YouTube. Twitch wants to went to sumo wrestling instead. What the fuck did they do to my channel? I'm gonna have to see if I can look into that. My channel's been something weird has been done to it, and if I can like appeal it or something, because that kind of shitty. Especially because my verification on my channel itself is just weak. And bugger, yeah, bugger. You can't bugger the whole thing up. Didn't ask me anything. Yeah, I had no idea. No idea. Twitch and YouTube, they're all getting on this. We were talking about it, actually it was Thursday, because that's when Normal Norman was having a problem. Like, they're getting on this weird age verification kick here and there, and if y'all are getting hit with it, then that would mean they've deemed my channel 18+. So I'll see if I can C2S tried a game called Doom Eternal. It was all shit, all shit, all shit, all shit, a little fast for me. I love Doom Eternal. That's basically like part-ish one of the Doom Dark Age. Well, that's one end of the saga, and Dark Ages is the other, but they were built on a similar engine. I love those Doom games when I get in my spaz mode. Shinra, a lot of big climbs from the UK then. Yeah. Actually on YouTube, where I've looked, I haven't actually checked on Twitch to dig into the analytics, but on YouTube, it generally flips almost day to day and stream to stream on 50-50 US, like 51% US and 49% UK, or, and then, well, not quite that, because there's people elsewhere, but, yeah. Now, I think I'm going to be playing Vane with Surrounded, but I think Vane's going to end up being my main game. Surrounded is going to be my chill game, and it is time for a VertoThermoWhoofle. I had to take a hideous selfie to prove I was of age. I look like shit for 37. That's all right. Yeah, and actually, one of my alt accounts on YouTube just got hit for age verification a couple days ago. So they must be firing it up, because it must be going live in a bunch of states or something, and states and countries and shit doing that. Extra age stuff. But I'll see if I can figure out what's going on, see why my channel is asking for extra verification. Anyway. Number one. Ooh, that was a little off. One for Freddy. Set chat on fire. Whee! So not everybody was asked for age verification. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. But I'll see what I can find out just to save people some hassle, because the whole point of this show is to chill, like literally chill. My fucking fingers are always, recalibrate. Like chill, so having to go through bullshit to get on the channel is not the way you want to start a relaxing stream. Right. Age verification is UK only, says John DeWicki. Does that seem to fit the pattern of those that are being asked, folks? What's up, Benji? Happy little fox. Self-reliance, very important. Use what you have, not what you wish you had. That's always actually pretty good advice. I'm going to have another drink. I'm going to run out soon. Like, I obviously am not going to get asked for age verification, because they know I'm an old asshole and they're paying me, so not much, but, CNK, I'm not verified and will never verify. For those that aren't getting asked, I can only assume that maybe they have assumed by your watch patterns, or if it's Twitch and you're on Prime, then if they know through your Amazon account that you're already, an adult. So it could be that, because if you link your Amazon Prime and your Twitch account, then that might be something. No idea. Nothing from Jacques Attack. Chip was on Clive's. You think he said Mr. AK? He may pop back in if he was. If you go on the Tor browser, it doesn't ask for a verification, says Flemgob. Okay. Hydraulic Bat. That's a fucking great name. I didn't need to verify in Germany, but there is a box in the upper left that says this stream is for certain audiences. Oh, okay. Yep. That means my channel has been tagged for probably 18 plus. Thank you. I did not, I've never seen that on a stream before. Okay. Every site that asks for age verification, I delete my account, says John DeWicki. Yeah, I haven't run into that yet, but Belmit, yep. got asked for it here in the UK, circumvented it, so whatever. Man, there you go. Who is that? MacVision 3D. Appreciate the, oh, that's a Twitch sub. Shit, well, appreciate that. Nice. Cass says, yes, for certain awesome audiences, if they can check my Amazon account, they would not guess I'm an adult. Yeah, I would confuse the shit out of them if they use it off of mine, because it's anything from like Legos to gun stuff. So I can only assume that they are just, yeah, he's fine. My dad likes VPNs now, says Mr. A-King. Do they? PJ verified using email, or a Hotmail account. Yeah, I guess Hotmail's still considered email. And I know a couple people that still have Hotmail, like actively use Hotmail accounts. I wonder what Twitch considers excessive tobacco use. That's a good question. Like, are they upset that where'd it go? There it is. Are they upset that I hit my nicotine vape like every once in a while? Big 8 News, I've seen that before on some sites. If I'm not logged into YouTube, sometimes they ask me to verify my age. So they may be like cross-cooking, I guess you could call it. We have a hype train going. All right, that's cool. Choo-choo. How can they know what's in the vape? Well, I mean, I tell them, usually. Any space news? Apparently, Starship Flight 12, or, you know, the next boost was Booster 18, what, Booster 17 imploded or exploded and then imploded. Is it 18 that they still think they're going to have ready for January? That's about it that I've been paying attention to, anyway. I know, Blue, you know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, Blue Origin landed their first big ass rocket out in the thing. Now we need to create real Lego guns. Probably could. I appreciate that C2S with the 10-bit chia. PJ says, did connect Twitch to the Fire TV. Maybe that's it. I own a TV, so I must be an adult. Who knows? Jonathan Hughes, I vape on a fog machine. Yeah, you know, there are some people, man, they carry around the big fogger fucking like 3-cell vape machine. Basically vape machine thing, and it's like, y'all need to calm down with that. Cheers, Fiery Badass. Appreciate the 20 bits. Oh, Benji. Well, as far as anything orange, if for those that didn't catch it, I did finally get the new starter on there. So we're going to try again for a little bit. We're not going to spend hours on it, but we're going to try again a little bit on Wednesday to get this started. Again, now that I got that new starter on there. So, we'll mess with that for a little bit. Try some more stuff and see what happens if we can't get it going. We'll probably mess around with it for like an hour or so. And if it doesn't get going, then we'll like jump on some Lego shit. Animation didn't work. Which animation is it? Like, so I saw something up here. You should have saw something there. Choke that mother. Oh, it's easy to choke. All you gotta do is take your finger, go boop. Any alcohol or smoking devices on cam will class it as 18 plus now. Oh, okay. They're Rusty 83. Okay. Appreciate that heads up. So I guess there's no point in how much power is that? It's what, 3.5 to 4 horsepower, if I remember right. And that is a 4-cycle engine. Suck, squish, bang, blow. It is based on a small block Chevy, so, you know, like 305, 350 kind of thing. Roughly based on it as much as I could. Mr. A-Cake choke. Yes, that's when you cover the throttle to create more vacuum, to pull more fuel out to get in there, since the air is much denser and you don't need as much air to get it started. Lowrider. Now that would be there. That would be the RC Nitro car that Fama sent us. Although Johnny Q90, he has it's this base, it's a truck, but it's this size that he has one of those in. BigClive says, so disguising my ethanol-based beverages as a pink unicorn was the correct approach. Probably there, BigClive. As long as no less than desirable people come on there, then you should be fine. Looks like a Ford Capri. That's an old Mustang body. What we got here? Give a toast. It is 5:55. That is a great time for a toast. Let's go with the Raz. Or Rove, I'm sorry. Cheers, everybody. Well, we got it all rolling in. Yeah, cheers and cheers and cheers. Four gas masher. Why is that four gas masher? What happened? I know one of his kitties is not feeling very well. Hey, there's normal Norman. Just one sec, Scrufdog Live's content is intended for certain audience. It may contain drugs, intoxication, or excessive tobacco use. You must log in or create an account to continue. Well, I guess they know me well, because I pretty much cover all of that. Well, not really the first one. Not what I consider. Flemgob, here's to BigClive and his stealth drinking straw. There you go. Cheers to that. 6F6G, what's up? The whole cycle is good. It's talking to DC Allen. I don't mind the suck and blow bits. Yeah, actually, yeah, at that point, yeah, the whole cycle is really good depending on where it's applied. What we got there? Rusty83, appreciate the follow there on the old Twitchy. So Norman can post but not watch. Ugh, good lord. All right, well, I guess I'm kind of screwed on that one. So at that point, I guess it doesn't matter where I put my channel verification. Twitch has overridden it. Well, sorry about that, folks. Grogo, you must verify your age to watch Clive sucking a unicorn or beard burning. Well, yeah, I could be on. Maybe the fog is being detected as vapor or smoking. It could be. Oh, gas masher is missing. Yes. Hey, he's a busy guy. I saw him last night. Ranona, you failed age verification? Now, like, what was that? Through a picture or something like that? Rusty B, 2 more followers to go for the goal. Be rude not to. Hearts. Well, I appreciate that. Where are we? 298 followers. Yeah, I guess we are two. Oh, wow, we are. I didn't realize we were that close. All right. Zenizan, and now Glock has just come out with Gen 6. I saw a Gen 6 review, but I figured it was someone not paying attention. What 3 models is it? Let me guess, like the 43, 43X, and 48? Are they finally getting an update? I didn't watch that review. COS boss called me in to tell me I failed a drug test, and I have anything to say? I told him I had a bagel with poppy seeds. He said, what about the cocaine, meth, and cannabis? That's a topic. 17, 19, and 45. What is the 45? I know the 17 and 19. What's the 45? I can't wait to see what's different about this, or if they actually completely really put some work into it. I mean, at that point, if you're going to try and keep people from putting Glock switches on it, you have to design it and then just like find some nerds and go make this full auto. Shit. All right, hold on. Let's try this. How about now? Yeah, shit. All right, how about now? Like, they're going to have to like throw them out there and let people dick with them, because obviously people aren't afraid to use a Dremel 45 is a hodgepodge, basically like a 19X. Oh, okay. That's ridiculous. Also, 2 more subscribers. Says I have 10 subscribers. I don't know. Where am I at on YouTube? Ain't I at like 1398 on YouTube, I think? Is that what you mean? Yeah, actually, that would math out with the grand total right there. Change, does it? I'm guessing, Jiraj, that means change doesn't necessarily mean improvement. If that is what that means, it's true. If it's not what that means, then I'd love to know what it does. Top of the hour toast. And a two. All right, well, let's grab this one then. Cheers, everybody. Top of the hour. I guess we'll, we got a couple pictures people have sent in. Everyone needs a pillow for a bosom. Oh, what the hell song is that from? I got some super thin 0.15 millimeter cutting discs on the way. Yeah, those are kind of thin. What are you trying to cut with that? No pictures from Mr. S. That's all right. That is okay. In case you needed to know. Oh, actually, I guess that's funny. I'm looking at my email, and I get an email from a company that has a sale on certain things, and I was about to say it, but just saying that apparently is against YouTube. Going, hey, look, it's blah, blah, blah. No, not allowed. All right, let's see here. Let's see what we have from the Pancake Man Lock Watcher. Sorting. I hate the way this tries to date things. I'm pretty let's start it with Jack Links, I think. Yeah. Okay. So from Lockwatcher, we have having fun is against YouTube rules. Yeah, they're pretty badass. It kind of feels like that sometimes. New food at Menards. Doritos spicy sweet chili flavored beef jerky. I would try that unless it's like $10, because I know just beef jerky, like, it's getting to the point where it's like, fuck beef jerky. I could just go buy a goddamn ribeye steak for the same price as some packets of fucking beef jerky. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? And at Walmart, rancher brisket, burnt ends, beef, and pork smoked sausage. Yeah, I'd give that a shot. Just to see how, if it's so overly processed that it just tastes like the rest of the bullshit anyway. There's Lucy Dog. It's odd to see them without food in their mouth. And this is either an airport or a whole lot of weed. I don't know. No zoom. Giant Google, Facebook data centers. Oh, okay. A full mile away from the new data centers, don't need headlights to drive. Oh, yeah. Holy shit. I think everybody's got some Christmas thing kind of going on there. That's cool. And I'll get your video coming up here. Actually, let me swipe this back over. Oh yeah, I still haven't figured out why it doesn't auto-highlight donations when things happen, like when, like this. Oh, the party on screen animation didn't work. Party on screen. I don't even see that one. I wonder if there's another overlay somewhere. What would the hydraulic press channel version of Flat Cat be like? A super flat? Paper thin cat? Oh, and then I have a video to show you. I released it for the Goofballs Very fucking interesting final solution to a problem that had been happening for weeks. But let's show you an update on Lock Watcher's raccoon launcher. Like, stuffed animal raccoon launcher, not a fucking live animal raccoon launcher. Yeah, heathens. Let's see. Hoping there's no sound because we won't be able to hear it. This thing is getting involved, and that is awesome. Ah, perfect. So I'm guessing, I was just going to say, I'm guessing that uses the solenoid to rotate locking collars. So now you need a linear, the fuck are those things called? Linear actuator? So you can digitally aim it. Meanwhile, Lock Watcher's wife's in the background going, "Shut up! He's gonna do it! God damn it!" We use linear actuators on some forklifts to help tilt the cab back so you can look up without craning your neck. Ooh. Oof. Tension. You can... Ooh, ooh. There you go. You can hear it. You can't hear it, but he is breathing. Like, there is some tension on that mofo. Do we get to see it in action? He's going through. We might be able to see a launch. Let's see. Oh, here he goes. It didn't encode right. All right. Nice. Very nice. We'll get to that video of mine a little bit later. Not much later. Let's see. Let's go. We got Red Dwarf. Let's see what we got up here, actually. All your AI belong to us. Us. All your AI. All your AI are belong to us. Hey, Smith. Appreciate the 99 cents. Let me just try to get into the habit of clicking. Why is that all the way down there? Actually, that's not a bad spot. Is that getting cut off? No? Okay. Anyway, a mortar launcher. It could be a mortar launcher. Scud launcher. And we are watching it go through its iterations and versions. Frank Netterbetty, why have infrared cameras? Why all the damn lights? Oh, yeah. It helps a little bit. Why are we going to... What are we going to be paying for the power lock watcher to watch them? Did Boozy show up? What's up, Boozy? Boozy! Vane. Dude, I played Vane today. I don't think Scum has a chance at this point, brother. Like, that is a smooth playing good game, man. I'm going to be playing the shit out of that. Alright, anyway. Just since he just joined. Actually, yeah, since Boozy's here, because I know he pops in and out. Watch this, buddy. When I got that battery the other day, this is why. So we had a forklift at one of my customers, and this is going to be playing. I recorded 4 minutes and then I restarted the video. So this starts about 4 minutes into us, and I just turned the key off on this forklift. The battery was going dead overnight, but like parasitic drain was negligible. You know what I mean? It was like under 100 milliamps. Let me go ahead and play this while I'm talking. So at one point, I was doing all these tests for about 20 minutes. Battery was solid, no parasitic drain, nothing like re-waking up or anything. So I'm like, all right, man, I got to go take a piss. When I walked away, it was at like 13 something volts. Like, not this one. This is me recording it happening later. It was at like 13 volts. Dude, I went and took a piss. Came back like 5 minutes later, and it was at 11 volts. This is members only stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna make it actually public after the stream. So like, it had been sitting 20 minutes at 13 volts. Went to the bathroom, came back, it was at 11 volts. I went, what the fuck? So I turned the key on, turned it off, and then sat and waited. And about 2 minutes later, like basically what you're seeing happen, like apparently the cell is just slowly internally shorting itself out. I've never seen a battery do this. And the longer it's running, like the higher it's charged, the longer it takes before it shorts itself out. Like I had been troubleshooting this almost every day for like a week, but it never got to the point where it did this until finally. And I told the customer about it, and he just laughed. He went, that is fucking weird. I went, yeah, so I guess from now on, I'm just going to wait a long time. And he went, yeah, I get it. Okay. Yeah, it's a lead acid battery. So it's group 26R, you know, just a car battery. It's most forklifts just use 1 or 2 car batteries. But yeah, look at this shit. Just sitting there. Battery is disconnected from the forklift during this time. So there was 0 current draw on it. And it just shit the bed. No reason. The battery was only 1.5 years old. Installed in a, I think it's a Kubota? Or no, it's a Deutsch forklift. Little 4-cylinder. Like, no big deal. No idea. What's up, DJ Bones? Mouse, weird. I've worked in in battery rooms and lead acid powered EVs and have not seen that. Yeah, nobody has. It's usually once the cell is done, like it's just done. It's, you know, it's like, okay, bye. But that is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen out of a battery. Just decide, yeah, we're just gonna turn it down, turn one of the cells off really slowly. Pull it out of the unit and check it by itself. If it's internally shorting, it should be under warranty. Oh yeah, no, the battery's already replaced. Put a new one in it, and it was fine. But yeah, it was still under warranty. All right, Red Dwarfer. Let's see what the latest on the Jubbinator is. Rip Fuzzy Ball. Oh yeah, that fucking ball is done. And look at that. Look at that face. He's proud as shit. He's like, yeah, you fucking see it. Uh-huh. You see what I did to that ball. I'll do it to you if you miss next feeding time. Jubbs is looking very jubby. Good to see him. Farting Santa is back. The blob chip finally died. Time to give Santa's butt an Arduino-powered overhaul. Oh boy. Hey, I like that. That's a cool cup. Can you see? There you go. Spitfire, Haynes manual. Nice. Nice little circuit there. That'll definitely wake him up. Nice. Thank you for those. Boozy, that's completely insane. Sorry, had to refresh the stream. Yeah, I don't know. That's them. I'm gonna pass that around to a couple people. That video at work. See if anyone else has seen anything like that, or if we're just gonna have to chalk it up to like that fucking engine block that Hildebrand was dealing with, where the whole engine block just magnetized itself and threw all the fucking magnetic sensors to shit. Oh Christ! All right, what we got from Benji here? Foggy day. That's a funny looking sign. Biscuit speed limit. All right, is that a cruise boat? Looks like a cruise boat. Almost, like out of the corner of my eye, I thought there was a freaking reindeer sitting on the roof up there. Mug look like a Haynes manual, says Greco. Yeah, I love that shit. I love those. I've seen those for other stuff. Apparently, you used to be able to, I don't know, maybe you still can, but get like custom ones. Squirrely, squirrely, squirrel! Colin Gillen. I love that Spitfire mug. Yeah, that's cool. I always loved the Haynes ones. Because, like, the Haynes manual was the very first fucking automotive manual I ever bought. So I definitely appreciate it. That manual taught me a lot. And then Chilton taught me a little bit more. Is that real? It almost looks like one of those fake fires, but it kind of looks real too. And then there's, oh, wow, that was way zoomed in. Oh, I like that. I assume the top lights up as well. That must have been the forklift that picked up the whole pallet of neodymium magnets. Yeah, we have no idea. The best we could come up with was a lot of times they parked it within 5 feet of an industrial blower motor for like, and like the, one of those motors where the fucking, the casing itself is like 1.5 feet in diameter. The only thing we could possibly come up with was, since they always parked it in the same spot in the same way, and it was within 5 feet of that, maybe that did something to it, but it also doesn't make sense because there's a big fucking steel frame wrapped around said engine. You know what I mean? No idea. Fucking weird. All right. Thank you there, Benji. See, neon bulb flickering. Flicker, flicker. Oh, okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. Flat Cat and his chums. Oh, nice. Christmas. He's got Christmas buddies over. I appreciate that. It's good to see Flat Cat back from his vacation. Looks like he might need almost looks like the rest of us, where you need a vacation after your vacation. You know what I mean? But that's good. Of course, then also understand the stress of having family around. Either way, good to see Flat Cat is back. Thank you for that. And Ranona, what is up, buddy? Let's see what we got in the kitties here. Oh, look at them. I love cats that are pointed, like AKA like all the cool spots on their bodies are colored, like Siamese. Little floofers. Ah, there you go. That is a cozy fucking scene right there. I totally approve of that. What was that? 25 months of memberships from the Fishman. Fish Online. What's up, Sam? Black Cat is disturbing this evening. It's family. It's the holidays. You get stressed out. I get it. I get it. All right. I think that's everything for the moment. I showed you the battery video. I got the lock watcher video. Yeah. Okay. I think we're all right there. Was that a fire behind the chat in front of the? Oh yeah. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah. You probably wouldn't have been able to see that. Yeah. There's a fireplace right there. That's what I'm. Yeah. That's the cozy part. That fireplace back there. I haven't been in a house. Fuck, man. The last time I was in a house with a lit fireplace would have been my uncle's house. Well, step uncle, whatever. He's my uncle. Fuck, man. That was probably 7 or 8 years ago. Holy shit. Then we got Pussies and Pianos coming up here. And about 17 minutes. Is anybody out there? There's Tiny Mama. Ooh, where you going, camera? And Beefcake, of course. Meow. I don't know what they're going to do if I. Oh, the dude's up here too. Look at him creeping in the background. And yeah, Dude Bro's already been fed, so don't worry about that little guy. Or, well, little guy. Dude Bro is a little bit bigger than his brother here. Maybe a lot bigger than his brother. What's that? Eager? Actually, every gas log fireplace I've had over the years sucks. Not enough heat output for anything greater than 6 feet away. Yeah, they're not great fireplace replacers. They're basically just kind of fancy looking heaters kind of thing, like long-term heater, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like a supplement to your house heat, I guess, or you just got to leave them on all day. But definitely not as good as an actual. What's up, Control? What's up, buddy? Welcome. I guess you got to see the kitties. Tiny Mama on patrol. Yeah, that's one of her spots she sits in, because from there you can see a good amount of the house. And she does keep an eye on everything. She absolutely watches the place. 6:20. Oh, Control's here. Dab time, as it would go. Cheers, everybody. Jack Attack, it gets my room to around 20 degrees Celsius. So that's 68 degrees. Yeah, that's right. My house is at, I was keeping it at 67. And then one day I had it turned up because it was just colder than usual. And then I actually slept better that night. So bumping it up 1 degree apparently has helped a little bit. Oh, well, I'm out of that, but I got a fresh one coming here in about 15 minutes. All right. And I got a little bit of chicken Alfredo, Cajun chicken Alfredo sitting next to me. I'm going to snack on that while you watch the kiddos. Boozy, wear the NASA PJs and give everyone something to talk about when you're feeding the kitties. No, they know about those. I've talked about them here. Boozy wasn't aware that I was talking to him at work. He was not aware that like a lot of people that wear long johns under their work uniform, like say on Friday when I was out at the ports and it was 27 degrees Fahrenheit, so what, -3-ish Celsius, windy, snowing, and I mean, it's at the ports. So I was out there from 5 a.m. to about 12-ish. So, of course, I wore like 1,000 layers. Oh yeah, C2S, I got that. Yeah, I'll get to that. Good call. Yeah, it is on my list. I actually re-highlighted it today. But instead of wearing long johns, I just wear like my long, like you've seen my NASA like pajama pants. I wear them because that's the ones I talked about a while ago where I tore the fucking crotch out and my balls were just hanging out everywhere. Nothing wrong with wearing tights. I have like thermal, like the tight ones or whatever for hiking, but they just don't do as much as like some cheap ass fucking Five Below, $5 pajama. Like I got those NASA jammy pants at Five Below for like $5, like fucking 10 years ago or something like that. And they work way better, especially when you tuck them into your socks. So it just seals the bottom. They work way better than those hiking, because I got cold weather hiking. I guess, yeah, I guess long johns. I mean, when you think of long johns, you always think of the like checkered shit or whatever. But these are, I mean, they're like skin tight long john, whatever, but they're like new style, whatever. But they don't warm as much as my jammy jams. So I just wear the ripped crotch ones because I can't wear them here or outside anymore. Phil used to wear pantyhose while he was on the road. It's, like anything on there, on that something as a base layer, even pantyhose, like I could see that would work. I started wearing fucking tank tops because of Phil. I don't wear them in the summer like he does, but I totally forgot like tank tops exists. But then, like, he was like, yeah, I always wear a tank top. And then I started wearing them in the winter when I know I'm going to be outside. And that's a whole total fucking game changer, too. Zap Sparky, long johns needed for this time of year as our department has no heating. That's fucking shit. Really, the only thing that gets cold, like on the ports when I was out there, my knees got cold because the whole day it was nothing but redoing firmware on card readers. Yeah, you got to scan into the forklifts. So, like sitting in the seat with the laptop, one of them was a 5-minute flash and the other one was a 20-minute flash. And sitting there, even with the jammy jams, everything's kind of tight over your knees. So my knees got really cold. They got sore. And then just the two fucking tips that I cut out on my thumb and fingertips. Like every year I get like those thin gloves that are kind of like a light rubber coating on them. And I cut the tips out because I always lose them. Every year I lose them. But I cut the tips out so like my finger and my thumb get really cold and my knees get cold. That's pretty much all that gets cold at that point. Mr. S wear an electric vest when it's cold. Yeah, one of our guys, Ed has not this Ed, different Ed, has a Milwaukee heated jacket, and he says it actually does a good job. So I don't know. It's one of those. It's like give it a couple years kind of thing, and let the technology kind of mature somewhat, however it wants to, and then I may get something like that. Colin says, I'm in a man shed using a heat pump with a Chinese Caro heater to supplement the heating, although I don't like it too hot. Yeah, that's whatever you got to do to keep it, warm enough. I got central heat in here, always like, house thing. And it's not even completely the original because at some point they finished the top up there and they added the kitchen, so some of the ducts all over the place. You lose all the tips of the gloves? Well, actually, I think 3 of them are still in the van. Well, I know one of them fell out, and I was like, yeah, it's the ports. It's fucking whatever. Sock choice is actually really important. God, I sound old because I am. Yeah, and actually, you got to have a decent sock. I have longer, thicker socks. Not necessarily like outdoor socks, though I do have outdoor socks as well. But yeah, sock choice does help to keep your toes warm, especially that's why I don't wear steel toes anymore. I wear composite toes because working down the ports in the winter with steel toes, fuck that, dude. You gets to the point where you get concerned about your fucking feet. But at the same time, one nice thing about the company we work for is they understand that if it's fucking 30 degrees out, you're probably not going to turn your van off. And that van didn't get turned off until I got to the shop that day. Because they know you're not going to want to go check in there and have to wait for it to warm up, wait for it. So they are, like, they know in the winter when it's cold and in the summer when it's hot, they expect increased fuel costs. And they tell you, look, leave it running if you need to. We don't care. So that way you can find a cold place in the winter and a warm spot in the winter. Because, as you know, it's always nice to find a warm spot in the winter. You need to get heated socks. That's another thing. Give it time. Like, who knows if Milwaukee has them? They'll probably do a thing of heated pants, jacket, and socks as a package deal. I'm sure somebody will at some point. Roku, I use slippers with the USB heated insoles when in my workshop. USB heated insoles. I have to look into that there. That's a good heads up there, Groko. Is this USB powered? Like, I feel like that would be more durable maybe than the socks. Or I have to look into both, see what they're all about. With exploding battery. Well, I mean, if it was something like that, I'd probably pick the one that had the remote cord so I could plug in my own battery packs. You don't want sweaty socks and steel toes. Yeah, no, not at all. But you don't want to be too cold, so it's a balance. As a bailment. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's probably why I would go with the insoles. Because just that little bit of heat rising up. Because my feet do get, I do get, like, sweaty feet. They don't get too stinky, but I can sweat a bit with too much warmth on my feeties. And you figure if it's an insole with a USB cord and not built-in recharger or whatever, then I can also put a potentiometer on there because most likely it's going to be carbon or something that's carbon resistant, so I could always drop the voltage down too if they're too warm for my feet. Hot pants. Yeah, let me get the heated boxers. Actually, I wouldn't be too bad. I'd be concerned if things went wrong. Why does your ding dong look like a brick of charcoal? Don't ask. And also don't buy those kind of boxers. Zap says, think I'll look into heated gloves. I was interested, but when you're at work, it's difficult to have any kind of bulky glove on when you're trying to like actually get stuff done. So that's why I just get those thin, stretchy glove things. Because they're literally like $5-6 a piece, and they're gonna get fucked up with grease and oil and all kinds of shit. All right, ready. Scruff, there's a great company in USA called Heat Factory that makes disposable heated insoles, toe warmers, and pocket warmers for cold weather. It's about $1 a set. Okay, that's good, Grant. That gives you a non-permanent option. I'll check pricing. Kind of make a comparison there. Woofle powered workwear, says Pianoman Rob. That would probably not be the best, especially in some of the fucking places I work. Leave the tips of your gloves around the place for coworkers to find, says that. I can do that. They look like little little hats for your ding dong anyway. The Wizard 42, what's up? Just got some USB insoles for fishing, not tested in the cold, but seem okay so far. Okay. Yeah, like I wouldn't want something too warm just because my feet get weird when they get too warm. They get really too warm really quick. That would probably be the only thing that would shy me away from getting like the disposable ones. Is if it's USB powered, I can build an inline voltage regulator, so I can turn the voltage down, or maybe even find like a good sweet spot and then do like low, medium, high kind of thing, or like low, normal, high. Low, normal, balls out, full tilt kind of thing. Sorry, my trousers exploded again. Yeah, the instant gender reassignment. Yeah, that would probably do that. Yes. Put a piece of hot dog in the tips. Well, that would require me to buy hot dogs, but I see where you're going with that. And we got Pussies and Pianos in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and I just heard Poofers out there meowing. Yep, she is at the door waiting, so she knows it's about time. I used to run those coated knit gloves, like a rubberized coating worked great. Leather gloves would get hard the more road salt they absorb. Yeah, these, it's almost like it's like spandex on the back and then a really thin rubber coating on the tips. Tip, just the tip. TJ, have a mains powered foot mat under my desk. 25 to 60 degrees. Very nice when the floor is freezing. I had considered at one point to put in floor heating, like using the water floor. Oh, that's good. What the hell's that? Not immersive. What's the term for that heating? Not convection. I forget. But yeah, I was thinking about putting the floor heaters in for a little while, but then I realized it's just more radiant heat. Thank you. Yes. Frank and TJ, yes, radiant heat. How many? Anyway, then I realized like the house doesn't really need much heat, especially now, because this, when I have both computers on, the heat itself doesn't turn on. It just sucks the heat out of the room and just circulates it through the house, which is nice because that means I can heat my house for, well, depending on what I'm doing, it'll be anywhere between 600 and 1,000 watts. Just using the fucking computer heat. It's nice that it's not being wasted. It's like, literally, it's like at the end of Saturday night, Like tonight when I go out, the thermostat will probably be at 69 giggity. Or 70 because it will heat the house up way over what I have the heat set to the point sometimes it gets like so warm in the bedroom I can't sleep right. Because you gotta like, I don't know, like for me it needs to be cool in the room so I can get that cuddle, snuggle into the blanket thing. But yeah, once I realized that I kind of already have a extra heat thing. We have an ad break starting in about a minute on Twitch, so we'll delay Pussies and Pianos for a moment or two, which is fucking normal for us anyway. C2S, what is 6.9 a good, or what is 69 a good thing ruined by a period? Oh, it's the good thing ruined by a period. Yeah. Depends if you're into the earning your Red Wings. Frank Nedabetti, I worked in a shop with radiant heat in the concrete. My feet would sweat all day, and fun fact, it can take over 24 hours for a change in the temperature due to the thermal mass of the slab being warmed and cooled. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. You had radiant heat in concrete, the entire slab of concrete becomes the heater. Underfloor heating needs good insulation in the floor. Not much here, so room is 22, floor is about 17. Yeah, like all the rooms, let's see, yeah, they all actually have like pretty thick foam padding under the carpet, and most of the carpet is either like what is in here, it's that real tight knit stuff. It doesn't actually have like, the fucking shag, any shag in it. It's like a woven carpet, and it's got a bunch of insulation. Then the rest of the carpet in the house, well, is kind of like regular carpet, short shag, whatever you want to call it. So I would only really have to insulate underneath because it's pretty good up top. And it looks like the entire floor is 2 levels of wood flooring. Like it looks like they put in a second wood floor over top of another one. So I guess that would kind of help at least for thermal mass. Where did the, oh, it's the, I guess the ad's already over. Okay. Yeah, okay. So anyway, Malacalypse, I'm finally free. Did you miss anything good? Nah, just this and that. We're actually doing Pussies and Pianos momentarily. I guess we'll let the song end on Twitch because that's almost done, and it's Led Zeppelin "Stairway to Heaven." Like you kind of gotta, I think they'll arrest you if you stop that. Carpet, such luxury. It got wood floor in the whole house, rented, so it can't change it. My bedroom is wood floor with a bunch of just loose carpets over it. Um, I like carpet myself. Wood floors are fine, but I've always been fine with carpet. Of course, I also don't really care what the carpet looks like because, like, as long as it functions, like this is all stained to hell from like barf and food and whatever. Because if they barf at 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't get home till 3. It's going to soak into the carpet a bit, but I also vac or shampoo the carpet once a year. Way back in the day, I bought a carpet shampooer thing, just like an upright one, no like complicated shit. Yeah, nah, Malaco's bathrooms and kitchen carpet, that's just weird. That like you get the little carpets that you can clean and change, and then the bathroom or in the kitchen you just have mats, if anything. That's weird. But it is time for Pussies and Piano. Get that queued up here. There's Poofers. Wow. All right. So we'll get that rolling. I'm going to verify the volume before I walk away, and then I will be back shortly. So back that up. Enjoy. All right. From what I'm hearing, apparently YouTube was getting a little weird. I don't know. I didn't change anything over here, so maybe they were having some audio encoding derpiness or something. Either way, much appreciated there, Piano Man. And to that, I say, cheers. Very badass. I miss our kitty. We used to throw his toy, he'd climb and get it and bring it back. Yeah, Jeff was Ronnie the ginger, and Poofers the dilute tortie. Their brother Jeff would he played fetch. He always get these little red balls, so I just started calling them Jeff balls. Every time I'd see little red ones, I'd be like, "Oh, there's Jeff balls," because he always liked fetching the red ones. And Poofers has thoroughly vacuumed her food. That's good. Kind of sounds like it's underwater or coming through a wall next door. That's weird. I don't know. It's YouTube. And, well, I mean, who knows? Either way, if it's long, it's better. Sounds like a filter is chopping it, same as last week. I have no idea, brother. PJ said YouTube sound okay in the UK. maybe there is something going on with, maybe they're working on their audio encoding or something, or some kind of weird compression. I don't know. I got no. Oh, hold on, let me get the music going again on Twitch. Um, I know Twitch specifically has been screwing around with their encoding, decoding stuff going on, but don't know. Because eventually I'm going to normalize the volume on all your stuff. Or if you get bored, finalize once your setup is solid, finalized at home, maybe re-record a couple of them. Otherwise, at some point, I need to normalize all the volumes between the videos, which I feel like there is software that can do that. I don't know. Where it can analyze a group of videos and then go through and recode the audio. I don't know if that's a thing. I feel like if it was, somebody here would probably know. So by all means, Apocalypse. Good song. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love Early Tool. I mean, I love all of it, but Early Tool's always something. It's always FFmpeg. Yeah, I mean, it's always something with that. Yeah. Audacity. That's right. I remember that. Was that still free? Because didn't they change over to a paid thing not too long ago? Just ask AI to make you a Python script, do the volumes, and that would probably work too. But the only thing I know about Python is snakes, so it's Audacity's still free. Okay, all right. I must be thinking of another audio software. At one point, I know it was one of those common recoders that out of nowhere they just went, "Yeah, we're charging now." So like a lot of people like froze their version upgrades. Hoover's got a big butt. And see, like a lot of people, like the new people won't realize that the big one is the daughter and the small one is the mama. Like, look at that size difference. And that's not like camera play either. That's just size difference. Okay, of course she moves because she knows we're talking about her big booty. Well, I hope someone eats that off the floor there. Don't Google analyze videos. Yeah, I probably wouldn't Google that. Oh, and I'm getting an idea for a dude shirt. I'm getting an idea. It's going to take a little bit of time, I think, to get it where I want it, but I am going to work on a dude t-shirt. That he is currently missing from the lineup. Papa must have been a big boy. Nah, I think she just eats a lot. Actually, all her kids are bigger than her, but also part of it, she, when I got her, like, I could touch my fingers together around her stomach. And the first day she was in the house, all her poops were like grass that was still kind of green. It was clumpy, but it was all grass. So like she was very malnourished. um, so I think her growth was just stunted. Whereas her kids, which apparently she got knocked up on the day that I brought her in, apparently yeah, since her kids don't have any problem finding food, they like to prove it. Her daughter Trenty, named after Trent Reznor, black cat, purely coincidence, I assure you. It was a pure coincidence that I just happened to be in line, for names, and she was the second one, so I had second dibs on names. So I was like, whatever comes out, we're going to name it Trent. So cat popped out, black cat, named Trent Reznor Bout. Bow being their last name, because Tiny Mama's name is Bow Bow. So that the other cat's last name is just Bow. But anyway, Trent, black cat, she is definitely a mini house panther. Like, she is a big black cat. Her tail is about as long as flat cats, to give you an idea. And she can jump from the floor on top to the top of my refrigerator, and my refrigerator is on a 9-inch riser, like, because the basement, since the kitchen was an add-on, the basement stairs that were outside go under where the refrigerator is, so they raised that floor up about 9 inches to give you a less of a head bonk. And even with that, she could jump on top of my definitely full-size refrigerator, like, with ease. Like, she's just a big fucking bouncy cat. Nine Inch Nails is playing in Montreal in February. Yeah, they're on tour. Weird Al's on tour as well. And I can smell the cat food in here, since this is just sucking in all that air. No need for Python, just bash or PowerShell script in either. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll mess with it. And, yeah, you say Papa, like, I know cats are one of those types of animals that can have, like, multiple dads. I mean, humans can too, but apparently it's more common in cats, because she had 5 kittens. That's one, a dilute, Tortie. Then you have Ronnie, who's a blonde ginger. Larry, who was, for all accounts, going by eye color, shape, body color, shape. He was basically a fucking Russian blue. Jeff was white and orange, like deep orange. Hoofer, yeah, like they're all different colors. And yeah, Trent the black cat, I already mentioned her. So she had all different colored cats. So top of the fridge. Oh, this is a full size. This is an America fridge. America fridges are usually about 6 feet tall. So then this is a little taller. I think this is actually 6'2", 6'3", so almost 7 feet. Damn close to 7 feet off the floor. She could jump up and like not like grab and like freak out and pull herself up. She would just jump up there. It was amazing. Don't body shame the fat ass. Yeah, she has an extended booty. That's all. Where's she actually? Wow, there's food there, and she stopped. Food on the floor. Oh, there she is. There's Mama. And I'm sure the dude is right there behind the cat door, chilling in his. Unless he snuck out. But with Ronnie around, he may not come back out for a little while. All right. Well, let's flip on back. Whoop. No, not that one. Let me just hit the button. That's what it's there for. There we go. Rob, it does frustrate me a bit as I'm hearing only 30% of what was there originally. Sorry to moan, not my best week. Don't worry, Rob. If it's YouTube, it'll get sorted. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens next week. We'll do 2 older tunes next week and see what happens. Sounds like a noise filter to me. I don't know. I can't imagine YouTube would employ. I don't know. Would YouTube start to employ noise filters on anything? I wouldn't think so. But they've been messing around with so much shit lately. Who knows? They were building 747s for years past the slated discontinuation date because they were so important, says Josh. Okay. Is that based on another thing, or is that one of those random neat little thingy majiggies? Zap says cats don't obey the laws of physics. Not really, no. It's weird. It's amazing seeing an animal that can tie itself in a knot and just go to sleep. Rob is just frustrated in general lately. I was wondering if you had a noise filter on the main output. I don't think you can do one overall filter. Any filters I run are on the mic. I have a bunch of filters on the microphone. What do I have on the mic? On mic, I have noise suppression, an expander if it's too low, a compressor to whatever. Well, just to help normalize it, I guess, a little bit, and a limiter in case, blah, kind of thing. Well, yeah, I got the loud noises limited, the quiet noises brought up a little bit, and then some noise suppression. Because I don't know. Let's see. We got a couple people here. What does this sound? I don't think this has some sort of noise suppression built into it, but it's like, yeah, denoise. Yeah, then that, the denoise, actually, I'd probably have to take these off. I'm going to leave the limiter on there, but I'll take the rest of the noise suppression off. So that's all the noise suppression off through OBS on my microphone. So you tell me if it sounds better or worse. I always figured it probably would sound a little bit better, or at the very least, a little more uniform. Because, sometimes I'm back here, sometimes I'm like talking up here. So I guess you tell me what it sounds like right now. Because I know if I if I turn all the noise suppression off, then you get to hear the hum in the background. There's a tiny bit of echo action going on, and I don't even like that. So this would be the bare minimum for noise suppression. Rob says it sounds a little more distant. When you turn, you got quiet. See you later, Mr. Egg Cake. So yeah, so that's the expander and the compressor. Bring it up when I turn away. So yeah, that's kind of what I figured. The filters on the microphone just keep everything more uniform, and now they're all back on. But on Rob's, the only thing I have on yours is a limiter, in case, because every once in a while your stuff gets, when you really get into it, it kind of gets a little loud. But the limiter, it's not even hitting the limiter. The limiter's up in the red, and I keep the piano background music up to about -15 in the yellow on OBS. Top of the hour toot. Yes, it is. Cheers, everybody. Top of the hour. Appreciate you hanging out, supporting the channel, doing your thing. We are still 2 followers away from 300 on Twitch. We're getting there. PJ says, I have YouTube Premium and 1440 video, and the music sounded just as good to me as it always does. Yeah, that tells me it might be a regional thing. Like, I don't know if, like, does YouTube, like, when I upload, does it go to one place, get recoded, and then get redistributed through the network? Or does my raw shit go to all the different places and then get recoded? Does anybody know? Or have an idea? Because if it's getting recoded in different countries for whatever reasons, then it could be whatever's local to Rob is being weird. YouTube Premium has a higher bit rate, does it? I didn't know it limited bit rate on Premium. I mean, I've had Premium for years. I didn't know it limited that. And that's the only reason I pay for Nitro on Discord is for movie night, so I can broadcast 1440 60. Not every movie we play is that, but it's nice to have that option if you're playing like something, pretty good, like Marvel or, something, a newer movie that is, has a good encoding on it. It was like anything below a certain decibel was muted. That's weird. Jack Attack. I just finished writing a book on penguins. It probably would have been easier to write on paper. Yeah, writing a book on penguins could be a little fidgety. Jonathan Hughes, there's a big difference between an upright piano and a baby grand piano, a standard and a concert piano. Oh, yeah. PJ, assume the bit rate limit was for video, not audio, given how low a bit rate decent audio can be. Let's see. I have, as you've seen, I did that a couple weeks ago. I have a gigabit internet, that seems to tap out around 950 megs upload. Where's the settings button? There it is. YouTube is... Oh, that's right. I still got to do C2S's email. YouTube is set to 1440/60 at 22 megs per second. On everything else is set to high quality. That's basically that high. It's just so games come through with as little motion blur as possible. And then Twitch is set to, because Twitch is more limited, sort of. Twitch is currently uploading at 17.5 megs a second, and it's doing 1440, 1080, and then fucking 360. I don't know why they go that, but I guess it's good for mobile or something. And that is total 17, and that's using their enhanced broadcast system where it auto does all its shit. So yeah, I guess that would be me. Right now I'm dumping out at about 40 megs a second for the stream. And audio's at, YouTube has audio limited at what, 160? I think everything is at 160 on audio. Definitely muting lower volumes than the music. That's weird. Turn all the volume limits to 11 and then put a limit filter on it. Well, I have limit filters on every, like the only thing that's, let's see, gaming is turned all the way up. Microphone is at negative 2.7 decibel. And actually, and the slider over here is at 70% on the mixer, the main mixer for the microphone. So I kind of worked that out because I noticed I was getting a little bit of clipping here and there, and that seems to have helped sort the clipping out a little bit. From 1080 to 4K, there is a premium bitrate option on videos. Yeah, okay. I didn't realize that. I didn't know they locked that behind premium. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I hear and like I see, like occasionally I'll see someone watching YouTube with, they either aren't logged in or they don't have premium, and it is, like, I am so fucking sorry for you people. What's up, Atkalar? 211! Spinal tap it out. I feel so fucking sorry for people that don't have Premiere, and like that's not a thing. That's like a fuck, man. YouTube is like fucking ruthless. Like I feel bad about the fact that actually right now there's a Twitch ad. Like I feel bad about the fact that that to do all the cool shit on Twitch, I have to run 3 minutes of ads, 2 1.5 minute ad breaks every 30 minutes. That's one, to turn on the cool stuff, and two, so that way when you join, you don't immediately see an ad. You just join and you get the next every half hour ad kind of thing. Because as you know, and I'm kind of the same way, before I had Twitch Turbo, because it's just kind of a self-funding thing. The revenue I get off of Twitch, there's a thing I have that it will feed my Twitch Turbo. So I don't have to pay for it, but I do pay for it. It's just I don't give them my credit card for it anymore. It just comes out of my Twitch revenue. But anyway, if you join a stream or even on YouTube or whatever, if the first thing you see is an ad, a lot of people are just like, they fucking cut out unless they're running like ad blockers, which I have my own custom DNS. I don't see much ads anyway. I don't run ad blockers per se. I do use Brave, which kind of blocks some stuff. I got my own DNS server, and I run Pi-hole and what the hell's the DNS server that is run on right next to Pi all the time? Oh my god. How do I not? It's like is it in something? I don't know. But yeah, I got my own DNS server and all that shit. And then I run ExpressVPN. And so I kind of just, I don't get a lot of ads anyway. Unbound, there it is. Yeah, Unbound. Yes, Maurice, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, Unbound DNS, and I have that set up on my phone. And sometimes I'll use that on my phone, but my phone most of the time, if I feel like I really need to, or if I'm in public, I'll just turn on ExpressVPN. But my phone is set to if I turn it on, I flick the switch, turn it on, it'll use my Raspberry Pi as a DNS server. VPN Albania sorts YouTube ads. Albania, okay. I guess they don't have ads in Albania. Cape out, Piehole isn't blocking Twitch ads for me. I don't know. I don't know if it would for me or not. Because since I have Turbo. What's up, Cape out? I don't feel like I've spoken to you in quite a while. But yeah, I don't wonder if, actually it would also depend on if they have a separate server for it too. Because I know some places realize that if they have a separate server for their ads, it's a lot easier to block through shit like Piehole. So they may have their ads just on the home servers to keep that from happening. Ears itch. Lock Watcher, I like Pi. Well, yeah, Pi is good, and Raspberry Pi, and also Raspberry Pi. Actually, I haven't made a nice berry pie. I used to make, I would get blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. Like a pound of each. Just about a quarter cup of sugar. Pour it in a pot and just simmer that shit down a little bit. Get the sugar melted, get everything coated just a little bit, and then dump that into a pie, put a pie crust over it. And I would make that kind of a tarty pie, because there's a lot of that tart stuff, but I like pies to be a little tart. Oh, apples. I always put crisp and green apples in it as well. Forgot about that. Yeah. That's the kind of pies I would make. I love making like a fruit pie like that. .16 pie. Hold on. All right, everybody turn up the volume. Alexa, what's pi to the 100th decimal? All right, I know I catch people on that sometimes. I muted mine because last time I did that, mine started going off too. I went, wait a minute. Jonathan Hughes, what about boysenberries? We have those in California. It's hard to find. I can't even find fucking those other things. Yeah. Oh my god, like my brain is totally scatterbrained today. I think because I got a new game, so my brain's trying to process game. None of your Amazon devices noticed? We got deep voice. None of your devices noticed?
There we go. Alright, Mr. S claiming the deep voice. Oh, baby, I'm gonna butter your biscuits. Maybe Alexa just needs some of that kind of voice. Oh, Alexa. Oh. She's not listening. Well, Jim, you rotten sod. Alexa on one now. At least I got one person. If I'm gonna laugh. Much better. Give me your cornbread. At Claw, now I ponder, writing a pie recipe with all the ingredients measured to 100 decimal places. Why yes, we would love the technical food. I'm gonna butter your buns. Freaked out now, a way to watch a Stanley Kubrick film. Ah yes, very nice. Speaking Klingon, I do not know any Klingon.
There we go. All right. There that was. I think that was a minute, wasn't it? Yeah, that says it was 2 minutes ago. I have fun with that, especially with the reverb. This shit.
Alright, and now we have C2S with the helium voice. Shit. Alright. Not a berry farm grew boysenberries. Well, that's amazing. That's cool. I don't know that I've had boysenberries. I mean, I got my boys as some berries, but I don't know about the boysenberries. They're just hybrid berries. Like if a cat humped a dog. Flimgard, I've been out with women with deeper voices than that. Wait a minute. You might want to do the grab test on that one. The other one sounded a bit like a Klingon. I could see that. Yes, they do tend to have a deeper voice, it would seem. Put the money in the bag and step away from the car. I would rather get robbed in this voice than the other voice, I must say. Yes, yes. Undo the vice grips from the boys. Yes, I suppose it's just about time to twist the knob.
Ooh, right there it is. All right. My wife and I often laugh about how competitive we are, but I laugh more. That would make a funny ransom voice. Oh yeah, I would probably take it more seriously if
They used this voice. If you don't send $1 million, we're gonna fuck 'em up.
Like, I would take that probably more seriously than
the classic, ooh, look, I sound like all the other bad guys. Tra-la-la-la-la.
like, because, you know, if you're doing the helium voice, it shows you're putting a little more original effort into your work. You're trying to be a little more creative. So you got to respect that kind of a terrorist. I mean, just a little bit, not, you know, full respect, but at least you have to respect that little slice of effort. And then you go in and take care of that. The bellman, thanks. I hated it. Yeah, I got to make sure I have a cooldown on those two. The next time someone upsets you, tell them to focus. Fuck off, cause you stupid.
Shots fired!
Got you, C2S. I may keep that one under the belt there. A dude that uses the helium voice for ransom demands definitely does not give a fuck. Or he gives too much of a fuck. I mean, like, you got the Wet Bandits in Home Alone, wanted to do something original. I guess you got the helium terrorists. I mean, you would definitely stand apart from the rest of them, at least in some way. Let's try a few interesting cat and ad blockers. Yeah, game of cat and mouse. I was in that situation about 18 months ago, and uBlock finally fixed it. Yeah, that it is funny. I don't, like I said, I need just closest thing to add. You know, I went over all that, but seeing like the constant battle between like the actual add-on ad blockers and shit, I do find that kind of humorous. Oh wait, I got to get to C2S's pictures for everyone. This is C2S's ladies that are about 1 month old. Got 2 pictures here. See you later, furry badass. Appreciate you hanging through. Appreciate the 20 bits from earlier. Make sure you're following if you haven't yet. I'm at 298, but either way, appreciate you swinging through.
We are the Helium Terrorists, and this is our global plan to take over the world.
And there it is. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. Cheers to that. So we are now at 299 followers. Holy shit. All right. Malaklips fed over 2,000 people today. Not too bad for the first weekend of the winter. Oh, do you work at a, I guess what we would call, what? I guess nowadays, I don't know. We do still have soup kitchens, but we also have food banks. I feel like the food banks are for more processed-y stuff, where soup kitchens would be more fresh stuff. But I don't know what they call them everywhere, but that's cool. Kitchen manager. Oh, wow. I'm totally off base there. Kitchen man. Oh, that's right. Yeah. You're the manager at the Skewers. Yeah, we were talking about that. The weird seasony thing. Right. That's right. I'm talking about fucking homeless people and shit. Anyway, total opposite end of the spectrum. Food banks give soup kitchens the food to cook. Okay. Because I used to we have a customer in DC that's one of the bigger food banks in DC. I used to work on their forklifts, but I don't work down in DC anymore. Phone rings. Shrek voice asks if we think we are funny. 2,000 people at a ski resort? Sorry, that just clicked in. God damn. I mean, you figure what's that? 6 to, I don't know what time it is where you're at. Say what, 6 to 8, maybe 12, 14 hours? Like, that's a lot. That's still a lot of people, man. That's like, what, a person and a half every minute or so, or every minute and a half? Holy shit. Give a toast. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's go with this one. Cheers, everybody. Appreciate you still hanging with me. You crazies. What are we listening to over here? Where are we at in this playlist? Wow, we are way down there, aren't we? Whew. I thought I double tapped the button for a second there. Let's go here. God, this was one. This is like one of, not the first, but one of the first remixes I ever did when I used to quote unquote DJ here and there. I would love to if I can find some ancient hard drive that still had that on there. I was listening to some of my, oh wait, we're still looking at that. Oh yeah, so there's one, sorry. And there's the other picture. Looks good, looking good. Got some fat leaves on the bottom there. But I was listening to some music I wrote like I don't know, 25 years ago. I did in Fruity Loops. I think Fruity Loops is still around. I was like, oh boy, this is a little rough. But that's why I don't write music anymore, because that was like, there's like one song that's like kind of okay, but like, I ain't gonna play it on here. So anyway. Still don't have the whole mountain open. Oh my god, it gets worse. Jonathan Hughes is saying change your VPN from the UK to the US. A tomato plant, yes, Bellman. Those were tomato plants, green tomatoes, as we used to say in the US until it was mostly, green tomatoes was mostly legalized, at least state level. Rob had Fruity Loops. Yeah, this was like, we're talking, let's see, 21. When did I start working for travel? Because that's when I started writing music. That was, I started Eastern in 2000, or I started at McCall in 2008. So yeah, it was 2000. So this would be about 2003 2003. Whatever Fruity Loops was in 2003 was about when I was doing all that. Graham Shaw is off. Got to be up 5:30 in the morning in about 5 hours. Need to get to bed. It is midnight after all. Yes, it is. Go sleep. Appreciate you swinging through. SoCal is hit or miss with snow. 2 years ago, we had like 12 feet by January. Good grief. Main runs are probably about 8 to 10 inches of man-made snow. Yeah, we had a dusting yesterday. Not that it was mattered. Like, it's still a little bit of it out there today. If I need be, I'll do what I did when the dude was outside. I'd go out and I'd see where his footprints were, and then I'd dig up the snow in the yard and give him little walking paths through the yard so he didn't have to walk through the snow. So New England, we can get hammered with snow. Oh, yeah. Malakwa says, oh, I remember I lived in New Jersey for like 30 years. Any problem is your snow is wet as hell usually. Yeah. Especially if you start getting some of that lake effect shit and all that. Oh, it gets pretty rough up there. Stinging nettles? What? Can you make tea out of stinging nettles, if I remember right? Wherever that was brought up. See, that didn't highlight that either. I don't even have Discord on my phone. I only access it via desktop. Don't really like mobile phones. The screen is way too fucking small, and I need to wear glasses. Because me old. Yeah, I'm still used to it. I still got to get to the eye doctor, but I'm planning on that being around February. Did you feel an earthquake? I heard you got hit with a 7.0. 7.0 earthquake. Where'd that happen? Little Jim, it's been so wet in South Wales lately, I got webbed feet and started to quack. Nettle tea is really quite healthy. That's what I've heard. Yeah, it hasn't rained. It hasn't been much precipitation here lately. I was a little bummed out. Like, obviously, I'm glad it didn't snow its ass off since I was working outside all day yesterday. But it is a bummer when like you get all this snow coming through everywhere but where you are. Like every once in a while, it's nice just to have some damn snow. I mean, granted, I don't want big snow until after January 1st so I can reset my vacation days because I need those last 3 days for going out to hang out with Killer Mike for a week at the end of the year. But like I'm ready for some snow, that's for sure. And Discord Mobile, like I'll tell you what, Graham Shaw, Discord Mobile is fucked anyway. So stick with desktop as much as possible and stick with the desktop app as much as possible because the browser version works, but it can get really weird. Like on my system, if I open Discord in a browser and try to share my screen where you can normally pick different devices, pick different cameras, all that, it almost always just defaults to the cat camera. Like I'll tell OBS to do a virtual camera, and the only channel Discord will see is the cat camera. I can force the output on the virtual camera, but it always goes to OBS bot. So like the desktop version or the browser version of Discord is very functional but rough for the more advanced stuff. But the app itself is pretty good. At that point, the most of your battle is like Fridays and Saturdays, weekends, holidays. When Discord servers get real busy, it does get noticeably derp. You just noticed the Sterling engine isn't working. Did it stop? No. I forgot to put hot water in it. So about 2 hours ago, I just turned it on 170 degrees to see if it would start by chance, if it would heat all of that up before the end of the stream, because it will self-start. So I guess it hasn't yet. Actually, let me see if it's warm. That is kind of a test. Hold on, my little thing dropped. That is kind of a test of that heater. See if it can warm stuff up or if it can only extend existing heat. That's weird. Like, it's hot. It's getting there, but it was off. I don't know why. I had the timer set to 4 hours. So I just set it again to 8. Like, at that point, if it's like pretty hot to the touch, it might start before the end of the stream. If not, I'll redo the test next week, and I'll make sure I set it to like maximum timer. Discord is a nightmare to navigate at the best of times. It is. See you later, Gramshaw. Get some snooze time. I was on some pretty gnarly ones when I was a kid. I was in California for the World Series earthquake and another lesser known one that had an epicenter about a mile away from my house. Is Malacalypse. That's a little rough. I've been in a 3.2 in San Francisco and a 2.3 in Maryland. Maryland got an earthquake a few months ago or sometime this year, like a 2.0 or something, which basically it's like, it isn't much more than like you just kind of feel a wiggle kind of thing. Although I will say when the 2.3 hit years ago, that was, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago? Actually, no, that was about 15 years ago, because that's when I was in my townhouse. All I did was I just ran downstairs and hugged my big-ass TV, my 52-inch TV I had. Actually, I still have it. It's in the bedroom. It's an old-ass TV, but Sharp don't fuck around. But anyway, I ran downstairs because that was on its factory stand, so it was like wiggling. I went, no, don't fall over. My motorcycle I knew was fine because it was parked in between the work van and the truck, so if it fell either way, I always parked really close to it. Just to make, if someone wanted to fuck with it, they'd have to really work at it. So I knew if that fell over, because it was doing this as well, but I knew that would get caught. The ground shifted about 3 to 6 inches. Jeez. Scariest part's the noise. Yeah, when I was in the one in San Francisco, the noise I heard, I was in a hotel for work, and the bed was up against the hallway, which is kind of really unusual. I think that's probably the only hotel. Actually, yeah, that is the only hotel I've ever stayed at where the bed was against the hallway wall, not like, against your neighbor's wall. So I was sitting there, propped up in bed, watching TV on the laptop, and I started to hear this noise and feel the shake. And the noise I heard, I thought someone was pushing like a way overweight, like staff cart, like cleaning cart or something up the hallway. Like it felt like something was, it just the way it sounded. And that's what I thought it was at first. And then I went, no, that's not coming from the hallway. That's coming from something else. And that's when I discovered usgs.gov. If you've never heard of that, usgs.gov, you can go to a live earthquake map of the world. It's what some of the YouTube channels, it's where they get some of their information from. And that's when I found out that I was in an earthquake. And every time I either hear a weird noise or feel a shaking, I'll go to that website and be like, well, okay. And it's just interesting to kind of look around. You can do different time spans. You can do live, and live is usually like within 30 seconds to a minute. Not a couple in the next room going for it. No, I've heard that plenty of times too there, 6F. No, definitely tell the difference. That's a little more thumpy. And at that point, if I was watching porn on the laptop, which you never know, in a hotel, I probably would have just closed that up and just gone with that. She made the earth move. Yeah. Apocalypse says it's hard to describe, but it's almost like it's coming from everywhere. The most god-awful rumble that you feel as much as you hear. Yeah, it's just that little one. That confused me, but if that would have been much louder, I definitely would have been a little more concerned. We got Twitch ads starting about 45 seconds, apparently. Sounds like machinery, a heavy vehicle, says Electron Box. Yeah, that's kind of about it. Pianoman says, I did feel one about 9 years ago. Felt a big quake that actually scared me in the Philippines, followed by tsunami warning too. Yeah, that's a big fucking problem in the Pacific. There's so many goddamn islands, and when you got the Pacific Ring, or what is it, the Ring of Fire? That's just constant fucking earthquakes. Must be terrifying. Oh yeah. For me, it was confusing, but yeah, if I would have been out there doing one of the bigger ones, or somewhere, I can imagine, since it's exponential, like from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, it's an exponential growth. Or is it logarithmic? Actually, I think it's logarithmic. Either way, it's not like the difference of 1 to 10. It's huge magnitudes from one to the next. So I can imagine anything like a 4.5 to a 5 and up must be absolutely fucking horrible. Thank God I'm a mile over sea level. Yeah, I'm 16 feet over sea level. But I'm also in the Chesapeake Bay, so a tsunami coming up the bay would be pretty, like, it would have to be. Yeah, actually, from where I'm situated, I would just get the rise of water, but not necessarily the tsunami. I would just get like the surge, I guess. Little Jim, my main house has the main railway line at the bottom of my garden. Ooh. The first night my late wife was here and a heavy train went past, she panicked. Being from Romania, she was used to quakes. Ah, okay, yeah, I could see that. Belmont says, I've never been in one, but can't really relate, but it sounds like shit. Yeah, like I know people that, have lived in California and gone through that. No, it's definitely not. And the biggest thing is because you don't know, especially when it starts, you don't know how much worse it's going to get or how long it's going to thing. Like they say, like most people said, it's like time slows down because you don't know what's about to happen. If it's finally the big one, or if it's going to chill out, or maybe only one thing will fall off, maybe everything falls off. But Molecular says any natural disasters I haven't experienced would be a tornado or a volcano. I've seen a tornado, but I didn't have to deal with it. Just saw it from like quite a far distance. There was a car show for the jbody.org, which is like Cavaliers, Sunbirds, Sunfires, Chevy Cobalts. What's the EU version of like the Chevy Cavaliers, the Opals, Car Club, all that, and we were out in St. Louis, and like in the middle, it was Saturday afternoon because it was an all weekend car show. I was, of course, that was at the time I was doing a radio show on the internet on fucking Winamp. That was called the Nipple Hour because that's what it was called. And we talked about nipple hour related subjects, as you can imagine. Stuff I wouldn't probably even try to talk about on fucking YouTube. But, our show was about 6 o'clock. And about 3 o'clock, walked outside, and that fucking sky was goddamn as black as this t-shirt. Like, oh, sure. I looked up and I went, oh, this cannot be fucking good. And it was just a few minutes later, we heard sirens going off. So they had everybody run into the stairwells. Well, me being fucking me, I ran into the stairwell and then went, fuck this. I ran up the stairs, popped the door to the roof, which for some reason didn't have an alarm on it, which was fine. But there was a brick right next to it, so I guess they were just used to propping the door open. But anyway, propped the door open, and I went to the roof, and I could see the tornado probably, I'd say 5-6 miles away. I could see it for a little while before it was just all just dust and, too much shit in the way to see anything. But then I got yelled at and had to run back downstairs. Winamp. It whips the llama's ass. Yes, it does. I used to run I used to have a whole fucking setup for Winamp. Well, I've only seen flooding, but even that didn't affect me much. Oh, yeah, I used to be able to, I've talked about this once. Has actually been a long time since I told this story. When I grew up, I was always at Double Rock Park in Baltimore. Like a little park. Got a stream going through it kind of thing. It's got some rock faces, not like mountainy, but like bunch of hills, some like jutted out rocks and shit like that. But growing up there when I was a kid, I got to know how the river behaved during storms. And it was the way everything was set up upstream and everything, it was a flash flooder. Like it never just rose, it just flash flooded all the time. So I was out there hiking with a bunch of people, and it started to storm its ass off. And let me tell you, when you're hiking in a storm in the woods, it is awesome. Do it. Don't worry about it. Put your cell phone in a Ziploc bag if you're worried, because that's what I do. But definitely hiking in a storm is awesome. With like full pack and everything, doing your deal. But anyway, storm started, and we're walking, and I look down, and I go, and I could just see like thin spots in the river start to just like visibly start to expand slowly. And I went, "Hey, everybody, we got to get up. We got to get up here." I'm like, "Wow, what's up?" I'm like, it's coming. There's going to be a lot of water coming soon. We're probably going to see a flash flood." Hello, Captain Barrett, sexy gentleman, man. So we all got up on the shore, and then we were walking, and I kept watching, and I went, "All right, it's time to go to higher ground." And a bunch of us walked up, and a few people stayed behind because it was like one of those things where like you could walk up to the edge of the stream, and it was like a 3-foot drop, and then there the stream was. And they were like standing there, and I went, y'all need to get up here now, because I kept looking at how it was kind of rising. They came up the hill where we were, which was about 15 feet over stream level. And within probably 20 seconds of them getting up there, you could just hear and see, like, it just got mistier, and you could hear this fucking roar. And it was no shit, no exaggeration, a fucking 5-foot wall of water just fucking bringing trees with it, big fucking logs, all kinds of debris. And it was a solid wall that just went past us, well, below us. And it went through right where they were just standing, because it was over that 3-foot edge. Just roared on through and just kept on trucking. And then about a minute and a half later, another about 1.5 foot wall came rushing by, and they were like, "Holy shit, how did you know that?" I'm like, "I grew up here. I knew. I've been in so many storms in this little stream. I know how this thing works." But that was one of those things, like, if you didn't know, holy shit, 5-foot wall of water, and it was not like taking its time. It was fucking moving. Like, that was fucking some scary shit. If you don't know it, that it's coming. Rivers can give good warning, says Pianoman. Yeah, you just got to learn how to read it. Just got to read it. It's always little subtle shit, too. It's always that little subtle shit before the holy mother of God fucking thing happens. I've seen, C2S says, I've seen giant alien creatures from another dimension destroying cities on TV. Yeah, that can happen, too. Not quite a natural disaster per se, but a disaster for sure. It's interesting living next to the railway. I lived on a campsite right next to the railway and was woken by a train hitting a tree one night, says Pianoman. That's one way to wake up. Captain Baird's looking for some boobies. I don't know if anybody can help him out. C2S, my uncle and cousins were fishing when a tornado went over. They had to hide under a bridge. One cousin pooped his pants. Never gave him a hard time since I didn't blame him. Yeah, that's a tough one too, because if the bridge isn't set up right, it'll actually amplify the wind and fuck you up more. Bridges can be really, you have to be able to get into the rafters the way some bridges are. The train hit a yeah, I'm guessing the tree fell over when it hit that, and like the train just didn't roll off the tracks or something. Day trip the whales. Yeah. Tornado going, scaring the shit out of you is the right response. I suppose. I mean, I'm not going to blame a person for it. Rob, I saw the water change color from the soil being in it, and then followed by small bits of trees, and knew there was trouble upstream. Oh, yeah. Lucky on that one, it's always like there's no, well, say luckily. Luckily, I know that on that one, you don't get much warning except for when that starts to rise. Because when it does start to rise, it doesn't just rise. It's always a rise and a flash. Most of the time, it's from like when I was growing up, it was usually any maybe 3 foot wall of water. Not that that makes it much better. But that one time, but that was a serious fucking storm. One of them ones where it's like sunny and then like you see like most of us are, been around for a couple of years. Like, I'm sure most of us have also seen, like, those weird storms where you literally see the wall of rain coming at you. That was one of those storms. And it was just bad storm, but it was awesome. Thunder and lightning in the middle of woods with trees over you. And, like, it was great. Was the tree trained? Yeah, did the tree, like, wait and then fall over? Because remember, if it fell over, someone had to have been there to see it, because according to quantum physics, if no one's there to see the tree fall, then the tree may not actually fall. And according to quantum physics, if that tree falls and there's no one there to hear it, then it does not make a sound. Weird, but okay. The tree jumped in front of the train. At least that's what the conductor told the insurance agent. The poor tree. Must have had some hard times. Tree struck by lightning, and the train totally shredded it, though, but the noise was fun. Oh, that's definitely something. I can imagine. I looked the next day, and there were bits of tree all over the track. That would make sense. That would. Ooh, hold on. Great Randy, I had a tree fall over right at my feet in slow motion. That's not good. See, the closest I've been to something like that is I've had a lightning strike a light pole between 40 and 50 feet from me. And that was, like they say, that was one of, like, everything got tingly. And me and the person I was with, we both turned to the side, because, like, it just pulled you to look in that direction. We both turned to the side at the same time, and then it went boom when we just were both looking right at it when it fucking came down. And it was fucking hell, dude. Like, it was so goddamn bright. It's like having a goddamn camera flash the size of a fucking Buick. Ugh. I'm not reliving the flashbacks of being less than 20 feet from a tree as it got struck by lightning. Yeah, I know someone who was in an attic and the house got struck, and one of the little branches or whatever after it went through the roof actually ticked him too. Everything does get tingly. Yeah, it's fucking weird. And you were just like, and it was just weird. Like, I guess there was more tingling on that side. Like, it didn't happen long enough to like analyze it. That, and this was like 25 years ago. But yeah, it just pulled us, and we both said like we could. If it was a pull to look that direction, and boom, and it all the plastic and all the shit that was in the pole was like like coming out of the little access panel on the side, or like all the insulation, like all of it just melted off of everything. And I guess any bracketry or anything plastic in there was just oozing out of that plate. It was fucking nightmare fuel. Well, Jim, I was in Blackwood in the Welsh Valleys once when a flash flood happened. It popped up the big drain covers in the middle of the road. Yeah, that happens in, I think New York that happens every once in a while. I know there are some places that happens. I've never seen that. At Kalar, I got home, motorcycle at the time, and about a minute after I walked under the tree next to our house, it got struck by lightning. Split the bark for a good meter section, scary loud bang. Oh, yeah. Like, maybe 10 years ago, a couple years after I bought the house, we had a lightning storm come through Essex. And I had a, whatever app I was using that counted, you could set it to, like, look at a map of lightning strikes from this time to that time. And the lightning storm came and went, and it was pretty much here for about 10-15 minutes. I did a 20-minute time frame, and within 500 yards of my address on the peninsula was 294 fucking lightning strikes. It was so bad. Like, it was like nightmare fuel movie kind of just everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. Like, it was fucking crazy. It was one of them times like, it might be time just to go in the basement just to get as far the fuck away from it as possible. Yeah, War of the Worlds. Yeah, it was like War of the Worlds shit going. There were so many fucking lightning strikes. The closest one, according to the map, which I couldn't see, was apparently 1, 2, 3 houses away in that direction, about 4 houses in that direction, a little while in that direction, and I think 2 streets over. But yeah, it was rough. And it just came and went. There was never any rain, anything. And just this fucking radical lightning storm just came on through. What do you call a Roman soldier with hair in his teeth? A glad he ate her. Oh boy. Rob says, I saw that from about 100 yards away, and that was enough. Yeah, that's when you see what nature's capable of, you're kind of like, yeah, I'm good. Sorry, my bad. Ain't trying to piss nobody off. Holy shit. Blitz touring or something. Yeah, I forget what it was. I've gone through many weather apps. At this point, I pay for, which one do I pay for? Is it My Radar? I actually have a subscription to My Radar because you can get into the different levels of wind velocities, and I can read that and predict tornadoes. If I call a tornado based off of what is I see on the map, I'm right about 70-80% of the time because I know how to read the velocity maps. So and that's actually there's been one time where I was reading, I'm like, it's time to get into the basement because something's coming up the road, and a tornado, I didn't get to see it, but a tornado apparently passed within about 3/4 of a mile of the house. That may have been the same year where I was within a year or two of that lightning storm. But yeah, it was it's some interesting weather here sometimes. Electron box, and if your house gets hit, even equipment not plugged in and in a box can be damaged. Yep. Happened to DX Commander. Yeah, I've heard of that happening to various people. Oh yeah, there's Rob with the thing. Yeah, just in case you didn't know, the event is officially posted in the events tab thing and in the events like section for the Christmas watch party. Be 12+ hours of Christmas movies and Christmas like cartoons or Christmas specials. You join, you don't have to have a video camera, you don't have to have a microphone, you don't have to talk or whatever. You can just join, watch, chill, and there is a text chat channel that, you know, I'll be paying attention to, that most of us will likely be paying attention to. So you can communicate that way. And it's one of them ones, if you got the video and the microphone, like, we're just hanging. It's not me doing a show, we're just chilling. And they're all movies we can talk through. That's going to be one thing. Like, we can all talk and chat through the movies kind of thing. If someone's talking too much, you can turn them down. But it's more of a watch party than a let's watch the movies kind of thing. It's first come, first serve. In some situations, but hopefully not on Discord. Frank Netabetty, we used to use Televent by Schneider Electric. I have no idea what that is. Televent. Is there any? I know I got some Schneider downstairs. That's what all my fuse boxes are. The string on Tampax is for the crabs to go bungee jumping. Yeah, actually, that's Baltimore City, that a few miles that way. That Maryland has crabs, and that works in a couple different levels when you make that statement. Pianoman asks, what's the difference between a Skoda and a tampon? The Skoda doesn't come with a tow rope. Did you hear Tampax is removing the string from their products and replacing it with tinsel, but only for the Christmas period? Oh boy. I've heard of a hill abroad somewhere where lightning strikes over and over, something to do with radon seepage ionizing the air. That's interesting, but kind of makes sense. I'm guessing nobody lives on that hill. Have you heard of a movie named Rubber? I don't think so. It's a 2010 horror comedy movie about a psychic tire that goes, or psychotic tire that goes on a killing spree. Fair enough. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for that one. I got a couple movies I need to get a hold of. I'll put that on the list. Psychotic tire. Okay. Try anything once. We do watch some interesting movies on there sometimes. How about Lightning Alley in the USA where they get shot shit into the sky to test for lightning bolts? Yeah, I used to know more about Lightning Alley. I haven't really thought about that in a while, but yeah, I remember I used to know stuff about that. No, it has psychic powers. Oh, okay. It's a great bad movie. Okay. Hey, if you're in UK or you know, the EU, by all means, if you've seen the movie Pink Flamingo, then go look for the American version. It's a little different than what you've seen, especially according to Mouse. Must have been a tired movie. Yeah, bummer. Kites with steel cables or something. What? How? Oh, for Lightning Alley. Yeah, basically. Kind of, yeah. Maryland, we used to have two big ass surveillance blimps flying around us until one of the cables broke and it fucked a bunch of shit up. Little Jim, I remember the good old simple days. Our dad would roll us down the hill on a tire. Those were the good years. Yeah. You like Divine, don't you? She's fine. She's funny. Well, was funny. She's good. Like, yeah, I remember John Waters, like, literally grew up 4 miles from where I'm sitting right now. And most of his movies were filmed within 20 miles of where I'm sitting. So John Waters is a local hero around here. So you just kind of like it all, except maybe not the whole fucking a chicken part. But it does add that interesting comedy / see who's looking away, see who's scratching their heads, and see who's scratching their dick. Yeah, John Waters, he's a good dude. He's a funny guy. The dog poop. Yeah, getting the dog. They actually had to give the dog a laxative to get it to poop. Oh, boy. Now, we are going to be calling this in about 3 or 4 minutes. Then I'm going to go pee, go do my thing, and probably play a little more Vane. If I end up playing that tomorrow, I'll stream it. Because I'll probably end up playing that tomorrow. I don't have a whole lot planned for tomorrow. Depending on the weather, I may get a couple things done in here. Actually, I got to get that mounted in the bedroom. Oh yeah, let me show you whoa. Goddamn pillow. Hold on, my foot pillow's being a butthead. Which one is this? Okay. So these were on sale. If you know anything about pews, you've probably seen this. It is actually kind of neat how they open. Like you got to make sure, like it as it sits, you see like the opening there. Like that's kind of part of it. You got to push it down, push your finger combination in, and then squeeze the side button, and then it opens. And you can put your stuff in here. And it's even got a little compartment where you can either store the combination keys or I guess whatever you want in there. But these were 2 for 1. So I picked up some of those. 2 of those. A big one and a little one. And that one comes with a cable thing so you can like put it in a car or whatever if you need to. Alright. Anyway. Another minute here. We'll do a final top of the hour toast and then get on ready to move along here. Well, I do have to tinkle. Malakalis, my grandfather went to high school with Dave Powers of Three's Company fame. No shit. I was born on the same day, obviously not the same year, but the same day as George Carlin. All right. A few more seconds, top of the hour toast, and then you're allowed to leave. Not until then.
No.
All right, well, it's 8 o'clock. What was that? Give a toast. Yep, top of the hour toast. All right, everybody. I appreciate you hanging out this evening. Cheers. Like I said, if I play Vane tomorrow, which I'm sure I will, I'll just go ahead and stream it. And I'll see you Wednesday to mess with the engine for a little while, and then we'll get into some Lego action, and yeah. And of course, next Saturday. Need one more follower. Son of a bitch. All right. Anyway, appreciate everybody hanging out this evening. I will see you all next time. Be groovy to each other, and I am out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.